Hi, my name is Charlie and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go on a little adventure through scent. Hi, like I said, my name is Charlie and I am behind It's Barbie Paris, and one of the things that I talk about on this channel is my autism diagnosis and my personal experience with being autistic. And autism is a spectrum, and that means that there's a lot of different experiences under the same umbrella. And that means for like sensory seeking, I think we see a lot of like the tactile type stuff, like the fidgety stuff that's really popular right now. And a lot of people stim kind of that way in physical ways, but we also don't talk about like the other senses and how other autistic people may stim or sensory seek. For me, it is through fragrance and it is through scent. I personally like to have different fragrances within my home. It's like today I was burning like a berries and cream Wizard of Oz candle. I really just like fragrances and I seek them out, and I like my space to smell clean and fresh, and I also like to wear perfume. And I'm going to take you to like through a perfume tour, not all of my perfume, but just perfumes I wanted to talk about and I wanted to touch on. Also talk about the meaning of scent and memory. Maybe you guys can recommend some different scents for me. I'm open to buying a nice scent. I have one right now I'm working on, but I'd be definitely willing to look into something that's kind of a little bit different. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell a little story about each perfume. We're going to kind of go in order. There is one perfume I don't have that I want to talk about, but I'll show it on screen. But the first perfume that I think was my introduction to perfume, and maybe you get it, maybe you don't, the Body Fantasies. Remember how cute these caps used to be? They used to have like little green cherubs. A shame, an absolute shame. They used to come so much cuter. And they have so many different types. So like the cotton candy was my taste, but look, I found this at the dollar, the Family Dollar. They have them at different places, but there's a lot of different types, but I am hung up on the cotton candy. I've only been able to find it at the Family Dollar. I ran out and I was like to my spouse, I was like, if you see it anywhere, buy all of them. And he did, and I have several stashed away. But my first, like, you know, introduction was this, and my Nana would have it, and she would spray our stuffed animals, and I had like a cat that was named Cotton Candy after this perfume, and every time I smell it, it smells the exact same as being a child. So I think this is my first perfume I ever received. Thinking back, I think the next perfume I received was like Hilary Duff with Love, and that was, I don't know what they were thinking when they came out with that. That was my signature for a while, and I don't even know if I liked it or if I just liked that it was Hilary Duff. I think it was probably that, because it kind of smelled like musky but baby wipes. It was very weirdly mature for Hilary Duff or for kids. It was sold at Claire's, but I had that. And then I started reading like fashion magazines and like Teen Vogue, and they'd have like perfume samples, and so I'd always smell all of the perfume samples, and every single month I would get them. I was like, this Vera Wang princess is everything, like smell this Vera Wang princess. And I got it for Christmas that year, and I wore Vera Wang princess up until I was like 18, 19, and I don't know what happened. I just kind of like moved on, and I was using different scents. I think for a while I was just using whatever was cheap and available. So for a while I would love to go like the day after Christmas. I know she can't really do this anymore, but they would have like all of the like perfume sampler packs, like even 50% off. They don't really do that anymore. But I remember buying like the Playboy perfumes and different celebrity perfumes. I think I had like Kim Kardashian. I remember Katy Perry's Purr very specifically. Just the Justin Bieber what was it called? So good. The one that like looked like a flower. It was really, really good. Lady Gaga's The Fame. The One Direction one that had like the little poof on the top. All of those. Loved all of those. And I think that leans into like the era of celebrity perfume. And so I've talked about a few, right, that I like, but also huge players in the game. Britney Spears. This one is The Curious. The top broke. I got it at a like a Ross or TJ Maxx, and it was like so much off. The top was already broke, but everything else was fine. So I did buy Britney Spears Curious. And then another huge contender, and what's kind of wild to me is in my small town we had like a larger department store, and that's where you get all the perfumes. And I remember Paris Hilton perfumes coming with like lotion stuff being very, very expensive. Also, Ed Hardy perfumes. Do you remember? Loved it. The one that had one that said Love Kills Slowly. They still make that. If I ever ran into it at the TJ Maxx on site. But this is Paris Hilton's Siren. It's one of my favorites that she makes, but they were huge players and I loved it. And I have a side tangent about, it was the original Paris Hilton fragrance with the stripes. And like I said at the time, this had to have been very expensive. I have talked extensively about how I was in a position where I was in different troubled teen facilities and things are very weird there. They're very cutthroat. I didn't have a lot, and that doesn't excuse like any of this, but it just is like a different world, like a dog-eat-dog world. And there was this girl that was very mean to us. She was one of the favorites of the staff, and her parents would come see her all the time and bring her like really expensive perfumes, and like we were jealous. We were jealous. So me and my roomie were like, hey, she's like, they left their like Paris Hilton perfume just like on the counter. Maybe they're coming back for it, but maybe not. And we just like look at each other. We're like, oh. We take it and we put it, there's like a box that where you're like put all like the tampons and stuff in, and we put it in there and we're like, oh, did we steal this? We did. We took her perfume, and they ended up like asking about it later. We're like, so bad, so bad, so bad. But we would just go in there and it was just like underneath everything, and it was there like the entire time, and we would just spray it before school, and we like had to have reeked like it. And they're like, and they knew it was us. They asked us, they took us both aside and they're like, you did it, didn't you? And we're like, we reeked of the Paris Hilton perfume. And I feel bad, and I feel so sorry for this girlie. And like, honestly, if you ever watch my videos, I've said that I've talked about this story before. If you want that Paris Hilton perfume back, girly, I will personally buy one for you, because that was not a cool thing to do. But let's talk more about fragrance and like the evolution of fragrance. And so I think we're talking a lot about these celebrity perfumes. A lot of them kind of have an almost, some of them smell more expensive. I think this Siren smells kind of more expensive. Some of hers kind of has like that kind of hairspray undertone, which I think is really common for some reason in celebrity perfumes, is they almost smell like a very sickeningly sweet hairspray. I kind of like it sometimes, but I think they all kind of have that air about it. Another one I really like, which I have not been able to find, I did get this several years ago on like an Christmas clearance, but this is M by Mariah Carey, and it has almost nothing left. I love it so much, and I don't think it exists anymore, and so I don't know what I'm saving it for, but a rainy day for sure. But I just like to like open it, and it smells in the cap, and it still smells brand new. Good. Bring this back if this is gone, or if you guys have seen this in like a regular store that isn't a scam, let me know, because I would love to buy it. And like fragrances like that one is a little bit musky, which is like fragrances for a long time I did not like at all. Let's talk about Windsong. Windsong is one of those scents when I think about my Nana. She wore like very heavy musky perfumes. It was like this, or like the Elizabeth Taylor white diamonds, purple diamonds. Anytime there was like a different diamond set, we would get it for her. She had every color of the Elizabeth diamond, Elizabeth Arden or whatever, Elizabeth, which Elizabeth did it? I don't remember. Was this Elizabeth, and the white diamonds, and it was either that or it was this Windsong, and it was very musky. And when I smell this, it's like musky with like a tone of fruit, and it's kind of less floral. But as I grew up, one of the more mature fragrances that I really, really, really liked was the Chanel No. 5, which is very musky. But I would say the difference between this and this is this one almost has like a sweet undertone. Like there's definitely some fruit at play. This one's a little bit more floral and almost like soap. And I love it so much. I've had this for like 5 years. I use it often. I wear it at least once a week. And so I don't know, it just doesn't take a lot for it to smell really good. It's a gift I bought myself, and I'm glad to still have so much left of it. But thinking where I was like, oh, I don't know, Nana, I don't think I like this, because she would get me some too sometimes, and she's like, here, try this, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm 14, I don't know about Windsong. But then I grew up a little bit and I was like, Chanel number 5. But as like a kid, like I didn't like it. And I don't know if like today that I still like Windsong. It's very like reminiscent, but not something that I want personally on my body. Another scent that I remember being really nostalgic in my childhood is the J'adore Dior. And nobody's ever said it like that except me. And the French are like, love this. And I feel like a lot of fragrances for a long time tried to almost emulate this kind of scent. It also is kind of soapy, it's sweet, it's floral, it's fantastic. This almost is like the fancier upstep version of the celebrity fragrances. Maybe that's why it smells so important, and maybe that's why it smells so different and yummy. I don't know. I love it. I love the container. I love the history of the perfume. I think it's really cool, but this is one of my favorites as well. Another perfume, and this one is dusty. Please don't judge it. Terry Mugler. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I did not grow up around Terry Mugler money, but again, we went to this department store that was in my small town, and it was like me and my mom one day, and we were just like trying perfumes, and I used to go with my best friend too, but one day me and my mom were in there and we were trying a bunch of perfumes, and I was like, you have to try this one, because like I said, me and my friend would always go in there and smell it, and we'd be like, this one smells like this one smells like that. We'd laugh, like one was like, I don't even remember which one it was, but we're like, what is that scent? And I know they had to be sick of us, because again, it's a small town, there's like nothing to do. We're like, what is that scent? And she goes, it smells like a Halloween mask. And we're like, yes, it does. But we used to go all the time and just smell fragrances. Some other fragrances I really like the, is it Marc Jacobs Daisy? That one is still like one that I think about all the time. Also, the Vera Wang Princess. I've looked, and I don't know if they carry any like a parfum anymore, but you can get the, or if it never did, I don't really remember, or if I just like I think it was definitely a parfum, because I would like layer it on and I would wash my like sweatshirt and it would still smell like Vera Wang Princess. And so I know I was putting too much on. But Terry Mugler, Alien. And now I think these scents are super polarizing on either side. It's, you either smell the Alien or the Angel and you love it, or you think it's disgusting. And that's me with Angel. It smells like radishes to me. I can't explain it. It's not my favorite, but this one, I always thought it kind of smelled like grapes, which sounds like super unrefined. I was like, I don't know, it's kind of like grapes. But really what it is, and what I learned that this scent is, that I was associating with a grape-like scent. It wasn't a fruit at all. It's amber mixed with like other things like vanilla. Almost in my nose smells grape-like. But I figured that out when I went and I bought this at the store. You can see I've used this heavily. I think you could refill these. Let me know if you know any like information about that. Like, it definitely looks like you could like, did we break it? No. It's good. Let me see. I think there's still a little bit left. Oh, it smells good. But I would consider refilling this one in the future, or getting another one. But this one also has the amber, the jasmine, the vanilla, and it smells incredibly similar on a lighter level. And this is like I have it in their hair, body, and linen mist. Sometimes I like to just like, I don't know, you know, you remember, it's like, I don't know, it's like a sweaty day. I live in Florida. Sometimes I'm like, I stink. Can't get to a shower right away, or I need to freshen up, so I'll put on like some deodorant for my purse. But I like this because I can like spray it in my hair. I can just kind of like let it go, and it's not super strong, because that's like one of the things I'll say. I'm a sensory seeker. Some people are very sensory avoidant, and be very mindful where you wear your scents or how much you wear. Like definitely teenage me needed that kind of conversation. They're like, you reek like this one singular perfume so much that it smells like it wash after wash. And I remember going to like TTI facilities for like 3-4 years and coming back, and some of my clothes still smell like Vera Wang Princess. That's why I'm like, it had to have come in a perfume at some point. I just haven't seen it around. We've seen Eau de Toilette at a like $25 price point. So I think I'm gonna pick it up. And as I continue to mature, one thing that kind of got me back into fragrances, like as weird as this is the Ariana Grande fragrances. And I have several. This one comes in a little crystal too. That's the original one. This one's the Cloud 2.0 and it's stronger. I have this one, I think is called, there's dust coming off of all of them. So Moonlight. I have some of her body mist. I just was like kind of wowed by some of the scents. Some of them definitely smell more like that celebrity sweet kind of, and I don't want to put like all gourmand scents because I definitely am a gourmand girly, but like, you know, sometimes gourmand scents, if done wrong, they smell, you know what I mean? Like it's a fine line to walk between like a little gourmand and being like cotton candy. So it just kind of depends how you're feeling that day. Sometimes I do want to smell like a cotton candy, and sometimes I want to smell like something a little bit more complex. And so some of her perfumes are really good and complex. Like I have gotten, smells so good. So many compliments on this one specifically when I'm wearing it. People are like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, it's Ariana Grande. Do you remember that TikTok sounds like our Ariana Grande perfume? Me. So I also went on a foray through Scentbird. What do you guys think? I liked the subscription service. I know some people have had some negative experiences I've seen after the fact. I just ended up with, let me show you guys, with like one zillion of these, and inside each of these is a fragrance. And not all of these are mine necessarily. Some of them are my spouse's, but we were getting them every single month and we weren't using the entire thing. And so every single month we would have another one that we would just put in there, or we like rotate. But I tried a lot of different scents. This one's Juliet Has a Gun, and it's the Moscow Mule. I love Juliet Has a Gun. The original is one of my favorites. I got a really large, nice sample one time, and it was like, I swear it was like a whole ounce, which is quite expensive for that fragrance, to be totally real. And I was going to see my sibling out of town, and I dropped it in the parking lot. I wanted to cry. But I've tried a lot of different fragrances. There's like one that they had on the website that was like book pages. I don't know. There's like, I like trying different things. They have a strawberry shortcake perfume on there, but I'll talk about strawberry. I'm very into strawberry. I know strawberry pound cake kind of gets like a bad name, and I don't know if I love the fragrance as much as I love the strawberry pound cake lotion. Pretend none of that's happening. 1 second. But I started getting kind of real experimental with it, and so I was trying a lot through Scentbird, and then I was also getting on Etsy or different websites, and I was ordering like singular scent rollers. This one's like peach. All the ones I'm going to show you are from a brand called Crab Apple Cabin. I have a lot of really nice things to say about their products. I love them all. This one's Play-Doh. Definitely like scents that are like not for everyone. This one's, what do they call it? Shorty Shortcake, and it's like their take on like the strawberry shortcake doll scent. And they have a lot of different types. So these ones, I like roller scents sometimes. I like to kind of pair different ones. Another one, this one I've been recently sent. So again, kind of sponsored. I have a coupon code with Mimic. This is their Compound 52, and this one's supposed to smell kind of like their Melanie Martinez. There's a lot of reasons why some people might not want to go buy the original Melanie Martinez or some of her existing perfumes, but this like provides an affordable dupe. And I really, really like it because it smells like, it has like a lipstick undertone is one of the weird ones in there, and it smells like strawberry. And so I really like just kind of mixing it and playing on different scents and different ideas and different themes. This one's fantastic and I love it. But anyway, Mimic, if you use It's Barbie Paris, you get 20% off. I believe I will put it the exact amount right here. I'm pretty sure 20% off your purchase. So let me know if you try them. They have so many different types on there, so many different kinds of perfumes. So let me know if you like them. Let me know if you've tried them before and what you think. But I'm really impressed with their quality as well. And I'd like to like branch out and try some of their things that of like more nostalgic perfumes, like the Lady Gaga's, the Fame. They have a ton of dupes, so go check them out. Like I said, I am semi-affiliated with them. I do get payments if you use my code. So I always appreciate that, and I always want to be upfront and honest with you and talking about things that we'll just like skedaddle into this. Like I said, semi-sponsored. Do get commission. Kind of same thing with this. So my husband went and bought me this one for just like a gift one day, and it's the Vacation. I live in Florida. I wear sunscreen year round, and especially in the summer, I'm wearing like after sun. It helps keep my skin, I feel like, moisturized when it's really, really, really sunny outside. Like that Florida sun is so different, and this pairs beautifully with it. So it has notes of petite grain essence, coconut water, coconut milk, bergamot, solar musk, banana, pineapple, pool water, swimsuit lyrica, and sea salt. It smells like a day at the pool. Okay, so my spouse got me this one. Love it. And I wear it all the time, especially throughout the summer. But I have evolved now to where I have bedtime perfumes, and this one sometimes I'll wear to bedtime because it's just kind of comforting. This one sometimes I'll wear to bed because it's just kind of comforting. But this one, so the company sent me this through the TikTok sample program. Unless you buy it through my TikTok, I don't get anything from it. But I did want to be honest, they did send this to me, and that was the catch, posting a video, and I do get commission over there. I do not get commission over here, but I do love it, and it's a fragrance that, like I said, you can see how much I've used it, but I like to sleep with it. So it really does smell like after sun, and it reminds me of like being a kid and getting like a horrible sunburn and like putting on like astringent aloe-y type scents, and it smells so good, and it like almost comforts me, like especially if I had like a long day out and about outside. Something about coming home and putting on some fresh pajamas and like laying this on top. Love it. Let me read you the fragrance notes. Green tea, verjus, aloe vera essence. That first one, I read it out of order, threw me out of loop. But aloe vera essence, green tea, verjus, melon de Cavilion, cardamom absolute, acai de colonia, ozone tonic, resort towel plush, minibar gin, open weave linen. So it has like some fresh scents to it. It has like that aloe vera. It's so clean and delicious. This like makes you want to crawl into bed. Like it feels like you just like had like a fresh shower. You just went swimming all day. You're worn out, but not because like stressful things, but like fun things. So that's what this brings out in me, and why I typically wear it at bedtime. But it's kind of a walk through like my fragrances. Right now, I don't know if I have like a signature scent. Throughout the year, I kind of change up my scents. So in the winter, I lean more like vanilla. I really like my Chanel No. 5, but we're kind of creeping out of that. And so for spring, I kind of start getting I don't know, start using up different things. I'm like, oh, I haven't used this one in a while. Oh, peach, that's perfect. You know what I mean? And then in the summer, I'll start transitioning. This one's kind of summery. This one's summery. And then fall, I'll kind of get into the more like kind of stuff like this. So I still wear all of these, looking at getting Fairway Princess and bringing her home again because I miss that fragrance so very much. Huge fan as far as affordability goes for the Paris Hilton fragrances. I also think that for the quality, the Ariana Grande fragrances are priced quite fairly. Mariah Carey, please bring back Mariah Carey M. Please bring back Lady Gaga's The Fame with the original like black liquid inside. Bring back the original baby fat fragrances. There's so many that I'm like, please bring it back. Please bring it back. And if any perfume company is watching this, please. The Justin Bieber perfume, do you know how that would sell today? Do you know? Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. I think I have ranted and raved about all of my favorite fragrances for far too long. But yeah, I love fragrance. It's one of my favorite things. I definitely scent seek. It calms me. It comforts me. And like speaking of like scent therapy and things like that, so I had to go get a procedure where I had to get put to sleep. And if you follow me on TikTok, you guys know that while I'm chronically ill, I am also like chronically afraid of different things like the doctor and anesthesia and stuff. And I was having like a full-on panic attack before they put me to sleep. And they put this like lavender patch on my thing, and I'm like, okay, like thinking to myself, like, okay, the lavender patch is really gonna do something. But like something about having something to like ground myself that wasn't just like hospital stank, like linoleum floors and pine sol and astringent. It was like lavender, and I was like, ooh, actually that's lovely. I remember them like wheeling me back. I was like, that's lovely. And I remember one of the first things I told the nurses, I was like, that lavender patch was amazing. When I woke up, I was like, wow. But yeah, something about scent, you know what I mean? It can tell a lot of stories. It can be very comforting, and it can be very grounding. And so for me, I think it's definitely tied in some ways to my sensory seeking as an autistic person. I don't just sensory seek within things like fragrances, I also sensory seek tactily as well. I know there's a lot of fidgets that are like clicky. I prefer more soft things. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's such a broad spectrum. There's so many ways to be autistic, and there's so many ways to stim, and there's so many ways to sensory seek. And I think there's room for all of us to tell our story, and I'm eager to learning more about how other autistic people sensory seek. Let me know down below if you sensory seek in a way that you don't see discussed online very often, and I will talk to you guys soon.